Most people come to Gettysburg for the battlefield, but what if the real story isn't told in cannon fire? It's found in a front porch, a kitchen bullet hole, and a second-floor window where Lincoln changed the course of history. This is Gettysburg like you've never seen it before. This week marks something big, our very first long road trip since retiring just a week ago. We packed up the rig, pulled out of our campsite, and rolled into a brand new chapter. We left Lancaster County behind. We passed an Amish farmer riding a grass thatcher pulled by a team of mules. No engine, no rush, just tradition in motion. Our full itinerary's posted if you'd like to follow along. And if you know a town, stop, or hometown helper we shouldn't miss, drop it in the comments. We're just getting started. After a few hours on the road, we pulled into Drummer Boy Campground, our home base for the week here in Gettysburg. We found our site, got leveled up. There's something satisfying about the rhythm of arriving and getting started. It's the transition from travel to home, even if it's just for a few nights. And once the last stabilizer was down and the chairs were out, we stepped back and smiled. We are all set up, ready for a week of stories. We kicked off our first morning in Gettysburg with breakfast at the Lincoln Diner, open since the 1950s and still packed with locals. Classic booths, hearty portions, and a dessert case that almost convinced us to order pie at 8 a.m. As we finished breakfast, the bell on the Gettysburg Train Station began to ring, so we headed over to the very spot where Abraham Lincoln arrived on November 18, 1863, the day before he would deliver the Gettysburg Address. He came to dedicate what was then called the Soldiers' National Cemetery, a final resting place for thousands who died here just months before. Inside, we spoke with a guide from the Gettysburg Foundation who shared a unique piece of history. The station was originally built with two separate waiting rooms, one for men and another for women and children. Two sections, two doors, a quiet window into 19th century life. From there, we walked a short block to the David Wills house, where Lincoln stayed that night. In a second-floor bedroom, he put the finishing touches on what would become one of the most iconic speeches in American history. Outside, a unique statue of Lincoln stands, tipping his hat toward the upstairs window, a bronze pause in time, forever pointing to the room where history was about to be made. And just across from him, a plaque engraved with the Gettysburg Address, proof that sometimes just 272 words can change everything. From the David Wills house, we made our way past the town clock and around Lincoln Square, the heart of Gettysburg everyday life, surrounded by stories most people never hear. We stopped often, drawn to the signs that lined the sidewalks, each one revealing something that happened here years ago. The buildings themselves are part of the story, ornate scrolling, wide windows, and brickwork that's seen centuries come and go. And all around us, memorials on corners, in alleyways, beside benches, reminders that this entire town carries the weight of what happened here. We strolled past shop fronts, old signs, and slate sidewalks until we reached the Adams County Courthouse. It's here we paused to read a plaque about Thaddeus Stevens, a fierce abolitionist and advocate for equality whose legacy still echoes in this part of Pennsylvania, a figure standing firm just like he did in life. As we continued down the street, we took in the Fahnestock House, another piece of Gettysburg's layered past, and from there we headed to the Jennie Wade House, ready to step inside one of the most personal stories of the entire battle. The Jennie Wade House tells one of the most personal and heartbreaking stories in Gettysburg. Jennie was just 20 years old, baking bread for Union soldiers in her sister's kitchen when a bullet passed through 2 doors and struck her in the back, piercing her heart. She died instantly, the only civilian killed during the Battle of Gettysburg. Her sister had just given birth days earlier, and after a Confederate artillery shell tore through the 2nd floor, the family had to escape, crawling through a hole into the neighbor's house and down to the basement for safety. Jennie's sacrifice left such a mark that she was granted an honor almost never given to civilians. A perpetual American flag flies over her grave day and night. We wrapped up the day at the Blue and Gray Bar and Grill, where every burger's named after a Civil War general. I went with the General Meade. Mary crossed enemy lines and ordered the Armistead. Great food, cool vibe, and a perfect way to end a Gettysburg day. It's one thing to read about the Battle of Gettysburg. It's another to drive these roads, quiet now, but marked with thousands of reminders of what happened here. We didn't stop to name every monument or statue. There are over 1,300 across these fields, but even from the road, the meaning is impossible to miss. Granite and bronze stand where soldiers once fell. Cannon placements trace the lines of battle, and every curve in the road feels like it could carry an echo from 1863. It's somber, beautiful, overwhelming. You don't need to know every name to feel the weight of this place. Just driving through is enough to remind you this wasn't just a turning point in a war. It was a turning point in who we are.
Get some lemonade for you. It's been a long couple days and it's been hot.
It has been. It's turned out to be so much more than I expected. Being able to slow down, not being in a rush, having that time,
Right?
got me looking forward to the rest of this road trip.
Same here. Just the whole experience of Gettysburg as a whole. It's just, I wasn't expecting it to be so overwhelming, so much for such a small place.
Seen the stories, you've heard about the monuments and driving through the battlefield, and so, you kind of knew that.
Right.
But even there, you didn't expect to see 1,300 different monuments honoring those that gave. I think one of the things that hit me the most was being in the train station where Lincoln walked, learning that there was actually a wall down the middle of that building.
Yeah.
Where women and children went one way, men went the other way.
That was cool because I chose to go ahead and walk out the door walk in the door that he walked in on the men's side. And walked the steps that he would have walked and went out the door that the men would have gone out of. Just because.
Just because
I could.
The Lincoln diner. Oh my, those desserts.
Cannolis on top of a cannoli cake got my vote every minute of the day.
Definitely a great first experience as
Yeah.
a place to start out. Excited about retirement and being able to go to these different places that made our country what it is. The opportunity to experience them.
The thing that hit me the hardest was the Jennie Wade House, which honestly I don't ever remember learning about her in history or hearing about her or any of that stuff. But she was just 20 years old, and she took it upon herself that she would do what she could do, and what she could do was offer water and baked bread for food for the Union soldiers, and that's what she was doing. At 20 years old, she could have been our daughter, and that's it. Bullet comes through the door, and she's gone.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing to me that because of that story of sacrifice, her sacrifice, you know, our country chose to put the perpetual flag there.
That was super cool. I had never heard of that either. I've heard of the perpetual flame,
No.
and it's just what you would think it would be. The flag is always there. It's always at full mast. It never comes down. That's an honor.
That really is. So it was definitely a great experience.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to many more experiences like this.
Me too.
And you know, on our YouTube page and our Facebook page, we've got that post of where we're headed. We didn't put the dates on there, but
Oh, you know.
but we did put where we're headed. So hopefully, if you've got people you know, places that we should stop and see, people will let us know. They'll drop it in the comments so that
Yeah, they will.
as we will get to see more of America.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
It
That's
really
the plan.
Yep. You know, and I think one of the things that we're really hoping for is that we have people that we find out about that are making a difference in their community.
Yes, I really want to talk with people who have a heart for helping, just like Jennie Wade did, who do what they can with what they have.
And you know, if they know somebody, they can drop it in the comments. Excited about this trip. Next Sunday, we will be on to another destination. You have not subscribed, subscribe and travel with us. And we're excited to kick this off. And I don't think we could have asked for a better first stop.
We really couldn't. That was pretty awesome. I am looking forward to the whole shebang.
And with that, here's to next Sunday.
Amen.